Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the new chapter, that is the molecular basis of inheritance. In that, about the genes you have read in the earlier classes, that genes are the hereditary units, and the term gene was coined by Johansen for the first time. Now, after that, you have also read about the characteristic of the gene. Now, the gene was regarded as initially as the unit of function, that is a cistron, unit of mutation, that is muton, and the unit of recombination, that is recon. Cistron, muton, and recon, they all are the properties which are related to the genes, that the cistron as the unit of function, unit of mutation is the muton, and the unit of recombination is the recon. Now after that, one gene one enzyme theory is there, that is given by the Beadle and the Totem, and he said that in the red bread mold, Neurospora crassa, and he said that one gene one enzyme hypothesis, which states that gene controls the production of one enzyme, and one gene one polypeptide hypothesis. Later it was observed that the gene may be composed of more than one polypeptide chain. So ultimately this theory, one gene one polypeptide hypothesis, came into existence. Now after that, when we are talking about the cistron, recon, and muton in detail, as I had given in the notes, you may understand it in this way, that term cistron refers to the continuous segment of DNA which specifies one polypeptide chain, and it is the region within which the mutant shows a cis and transposition effect. Children, this is required when the protein synthesis is there. Only you remember that cistron is the unit of function and muton is the unit of mutation, whereas recon is the unit of recombination. Recombination means when the combination takes place, then ultimately a new sequence comes out, and this is called as recombination. So in this, after that, there are certain properties of the genetic material which are given in your book, that is genes determine the physical and the metabolic characteristics and all. You please go through, and functions of the genes also are given. They are very clear. So many times I have explained, so you just go through with that and ask your problem. The another thing is nature of the genes. Nature of the genes, in that gene concept is there, that the Frederick Bischer was the first one to isolate the nuclein as the nucleic acid. It was given by the Altman, the name nucleic acid. And then the main thing is here, that the direct evidences for DNA as the genetic material, and in this I am taking here the evidences for DNA as genetic material, that is the direct evidence. It was given by Griffith for the first time, and bacterial transformation experiment it is called. Frederick Griffith, he observed two strains of Diplococcus pneumoniae. You know that Diplococcus pneumoniae causes the pneumonia. It is a bacteria which causes pneumonia. Now in that case, one was the bacterial strain with the glistening appearance. There was a glistening appearance, soft, smooth appearance, and it was all due to the polysaccharide which is secreted by cell, and hence forming the large capsule. Means there is a formation of polysaccharide over the body, and it provided the glistening appearance to the bacteria, and he called this bacteria as a smooth type. A smooth type virulent strain. Virulent strain means very you can say that very quick strain, and it is causing the death and ultimately, and this virulent strain was very dangerous, and it causes the pneumonia, as capsule protects the bacteria from the immunological responses by the mammals from phagocytosis. So bacteria was not able to kill due to the phagocytosis, because this capsule protects the bacteria from the immunological responses. Like the WBC, you know that it initiates the immunological response. The bacteria was protected by the immunological responses with this smooth type. Another was the rough appearance. It has no polysaccharide, hence no capsule formation was there, and it has got the irregular appearance. So that is why it was mentioned as R type, non-virulent, and it can be inactivated by the defense mechanism. So when the defense mechanism is initiated, then ultimately it can be inactivated and death do not take place. So again I am repeating, Griffith observed how many strains? 2 strains. One with the glistening appearance, and it was the S type in virulent strain. Another was the rough appearance, and it was the R type, and it was non-virulent or inactive. So 2 strains, virulent and non-virulent, and S type and the R type. Now when the R strain was injected to the mice, R, since it was inactive, so the mice was live. S strain injected to mice die. Okay, why? Because it was a virulent strain, and immunological responses by the mammals were there. So ultimately this bacteria was away from the immunological responses, and it was not killed, so mice die. Then mixture of living R type plus heat killed S type. This virulent strain S type was killed by the heat, and the mixture of R type plus S type, living R type and heat killed S type. Some survived whereas others died. Then observation, when he observed that then in the blood of dead mice both the S and R type were present. Okay, so here mixture of R type plus heat killed S type, some survived and others died. And when the blood was tested, then ultimately the mixture of both S and R type bacteria strains were present. Now again S strain heat killed, that is the 82 to 90 degree, mice was live. And when in this case S strain heat killed plus R strain live, then in that case mice die. Again I am repeating, S strain heat killed, mixture of that temperature was 82 to 90 degree, mice was live because S strain was heat killed. Then after that again S strain heat killed plus R strain live, when this was taken mice die. Then the conclusion was there that the presence of S type virulent bacteria, is by their transformation from R type non-virulent bacteria picked up the trait of virulence from dead bacteria, that is the S type. It means that there was some chemical which causes the transformation of this R type into S type, and this phenomena is called as transformation. And this is due to the release of a chemical substance released by heat killed bacteria, which was S type, and it changed the R type to the S type. Since S had got the property of virulence, so there was a release of chemical substance and it transformed the S type virulent bacteria to it transformed the R type virulent bacteria to S type, and it was a permanent genetic change, as new S type formed only S type progeny, and heat killed smooth S type caused the transformation in the living R type. This was the conclusion. This S type was converted, S type causes the transformation to the R type. So again I am repeating the conclusion. Presence of S-type virulent bacteria is by their transformation from R-type. R-type caused the transformation in the S-type, but when the non-virulent bacteria picked up the trait of virulence, that is the non-virulent R-type, it picked up the trait of virulence from dead bacteria, that is the S-type, and this phenomena is called as transformation, and it is due to the release of chemical substance released by the heat-killed bacteria, and it changed the R-type to the S-type. So first S-type picked up the virulence from the R-type. Now when this non-virulent bacteria, that is the R-type, they picked up the virulence from the dead bacteria, that is the S-type, as the dead bacteria released the chemical which caused the transformation in the R-type, and ultimately the S-type progeny which was produced, it was heat killed smooth S-type caused the transformation in the living R-type. This was the conclusion. So children, I have finished till the molecular basis of inheritance, evidences for DNA as genetic material, that is the direct evidence. You remember that how many strains were there, and ultimately what happened when what type of strain is injected, and what was the conclusion. So I am sending the notes, please write that. Then another, this theory, this experiment was, this transformation experiment was taken up later on by the Oswald T. Avery, Colin McCauldey and all, and after that this experiment, the phenomena by which the DNA isolated from one type of cell when introduced into another type is able to bestow some of the property of the former to the latter is called as transformation. Please write this also, what is transformation, and the conclusion is that Griffith proved that DNA is the storehouse of genetic information as it acts as the genetic material. So till here you finish. Next topic on the next turn. Thank you.